have 6 superpower flowers that you should plant this year so you can have a pest-freer growing season. What I mean by pest-free, that these flowers that I'm sharing with you won't stop all of your pests, but it should at least help reduce some of the pests that would have come to your garden so you'll have less to deal with. So the first flower that you should plant is dill. And the reason to plant dill is not because it repels pests like some of the other flowers that I'll be sharing with you in this video, but rather to attract certain pests instead. In particular, it attracts ladybugs. And ladybugs is an awesome eater of lots of the pests that me and you get in the garden. Ladybugs prey on these pests in your garden. Mealybugs leave hoppers, potato beetle eggs, and what they love most is aphid. An adult ladybug will eat about 1,000 aphids in a single day. The larvae will eat about half that. And the reason dill works so good to attract ladybugs is because of its flat flowers that acts as a landing pad. You can also plant other flowers, but they are more attracted to flowers with the colors yellow and white. The second flower that you all must plant is petunia. The way they work is by letting off a licorice type of scent that some of our garden pests don't like. The tomato hornworms and the squash bugs both hate the smell of this plant. Now, planting petunia is not all roses and sunshine because it does have a drawback, which is although it repels some pests, it also will attract some. Aphids, cabbage worms, and slugs like this flower. Now, because it attracts pests necessarily isn't a bad thing. On the flip side of the coin, planting petunia might be good for someone who already have aphids to use it as a trap crop. So you would plant petunia as a sacrificial crop to preoccupy and distract the pests. But there is one super important tip that you don't want to make when planting trap crops, which is that you wouldn't want to plant it right next to your pest-susceptible plants for that certain pest you're trying to distract. So you would plant your petunia on the outside of your garden to keep the pests busy on the out so they don't come into your garden. The same goes for all the sacrificial trap crops that are going to be planted. But that brings me on to my third superpower flower, another sacrificial crop, sunflowers. In particular, the Paradovic sunflower, because it distracts the stink bug because it likes attacking your tomatoes, pepper, beans, and peas. But they like the Paradovic sunflower more, so they'll go to the sunflower instead. Fleet-footed bugs also like this sunflower, so it's great if you have that problem. Now I can imagine some of you already saying,
"Why are you telling me to use trap crops?"
That's a terrible idea. You're just going to feed them and breed more pests.
Stop it. If you want, you can just use the trap crop as a bait. And then once you caught them, you can use a spray bottle with water and then add a tablespoon of dish soap to it. Then spray it on the pests and they will die instantly. For almost every pest, soapy water will work. I'd say about 95% of them. The fourth flower that you all love and is probably the most useful for repelling pests is alliums. Onion, leek, scallion, and chives are in that group. They are great at repelling pests away from your garden and can be interplanted with your tomatoes, peppers, potatoes, cabbages, and a whole lot of other plants. Having trouble with pests attacking your cabbage? Then plant some chives all throughout your garden and they will attract small wasps which will lay a ton of eggs in the cabbage worms. And then once they hatch, they will kill them for you because they eat the cabbage white moth caterpillar. But you can also plant them as a hedge all around your garden to repel aphids, carrot flies, rabbits, and deers. None of them likes the smell of onions or alliums planted, so they will just leave. The fifth is yarrow. Yarrow is wild where we are, and just like dill, they will bring in natural predators like small wasps, ladybugs, and hoverflies, which will help control the pests for us. Ladybugs and hoverflies naturally control the aphid. Not only will yarrow repel pests by bringing in predatory insects, but it will also attract beneficial insects like bees and bumblebees to your garden. If you want, you can plant that like button deep down right into the algorithm for Tweaker if you're enjoying these flowers. Right, Tweak? Okay. The potato beetle, Mexican beetle, squash bugs, and cucumber don't like the peppery aroma this flower produces. And the sixth flower is nasturtium. It can work as both as a repellent crop and a trap crop. If you want to plant nasturtium as a trap crop, you want to plant them near your tomatoes, cucumbers, squash, or cabbages, but far enough away that the pests don't just come right back. So about 6 feet away is where you want to plant these flowers. If you plant it any closer, then it won't be that effective. Nasturtiums are great for luring away aphids and flea beetles. But besides planting flowers to get rid of pests, the best way to repel pests is by flooding the area with immigrants of beneficial pests to exterminate the bad pests for you and boost garden production. If you want to know how to attract bees to your garden, that video is going to be right over here. But for now, I'm bugging out of here. Goodbye!